Assalamualaikum and good day. We meet again in the third session of the DASYLAB training program, lab session for sensors, subject sensors. We will continue the previous session, which is the target for this session is we want to have interactive layout, which is you can navigate between one layout to another layout. In the first session, we studied the fundamental of DASYLAB, and then I have introduced you how to create a layout from the display that you create in the worksheet. And for the second session, I explained how to create a simple sound level meter. But that one just a simple sound level meter. I actually explained how to do calibration to make sure that the value from the sound level meter is accurate. I teach you how to do calibration using your own apps in your phone, your smartphone. And today we're gonna finish up the whole process by adding the navigation button, using a button to navigate between one layout to another layout. This is to make sure that your graphical user interface become more interactive and user friendly, and also we can have a lot of information that we can display using our GUI. Okay, so I'm gonna use a few settings that we have used in the previous session. So first we're gonna just make sure that everyone is all module is minimized. Okay, so we go to the first module that we want to bring in is the analog input. So first we set up the frequency, sampling frequency, which is we use the same one that we have set before, which is a 10,000 kilohertz, and then we set the block size as 10,000. So the display of our signal, the window is 1 second. We show the display in 1 second. If you still remember, the T, the time of the window, is equal to the block size divided by the sampling frequency. Okay, so I just click OK. So we have set this one. And then we choose a display. We display the raw signal. Go to the module display here, press down, YT chart, bring it here. So we have something like this, closer to here. So I double click, I change the name into time domain signal. Okay, domain signal. Alright, so just don't forget to click auto scale and press OK. So we click this one to the, so we have an input and the time domain, and then we need to have another representation of the graph. Usually we have a time domain signal. We also need to have the spectrum view of the signal, so we can see the frequency that appears in the signal. Okay, basically it's important. It's always important when we have a dynamic signal. We want to see the raw signal, the time domain signal, and also the frequency representation of the signal. So how to do it? We need to do the FFT, fast Fourier transform. We go to the signal analysis, click the signal analysis module here. So we have a lot of modules under the group of signal analysis. So we choose the data window. I have clearly mentioned in the previous, one data window, and the other one is FFT, and choose the real FFT of a real signal. So I have mentioned a few times in the last session, which is whenever we want to convert into frequency spectrum, we need to window the signal first, and then then we transfer to the module for analysis, for the spectrum analysis. The function of the data window I've already explained in the previous session. So we know that the block size that we choose to view the signal is 10,000. Every 10,000 it view the signal. The same thing, we capture the signal, the same 10,000, we capture the signal, and then we transfer the signal into the frequency spectrum. So we double click here, we double click, and then we set up to, now it's by default it's 512, a very small portion of the block size. We have a 10,000 block size, so by default you only get just only 512, the first 512 points in the whole 10,000. Just pick a few and then it convert to the frequency spectrum. This will be inaccurate representation of the frequency, so make sure that you choose all. So we have 10,000 blocks, so 10,000 that we choose here, so that you can calculate for the whole block, so it can give the more accurate result in term when we convert from the time domain to the frequency spectrum. So choose a 10,000, so we have 10,000. Alright, double check, yeah, where is the right value? Okay, so we drag signal. So now the signal divided into two. First go to the frequency, time domain, and second one we go to the same signal. We flow into the data window, and data window we go to the frequency analysis. So make sure because we want to view in the dB, so make sure you click into dB evaluation, and this one, as I have explained in the previous session, convert to your value. So my value is 0.0004. Okay, amplitude spectrum, and let everything is in default. So just click OK, and then choose a display to display the frequency spectrum. So I choose a YT chart. So click here. So we have one time domain signal, and this one is spectrum. Okay, so spectrum. Okay, so because it's a frequency spectrum, so just I put it as a spectrum. Okay, now we have this one. So we want to not only show the raw signal, which is the time domain, and then the frequency spectrum. We also want to see the single value of the maximum dB that appears in every 10,000. Every 10,000 block, we want to see what the maximum dB value that appear in the spectrum here. So what we do is we calculate, we find what is the maximum value. So how to do it? We need to do some analysis. So from this block, we find the maximum value, and also we want to find which frequency that is the maximum value. So we have two value we want to show. So first we go to the statistic, we calculate the statistical value. So I divide like this. So all the source part is here, all the analysis part is here, and all the display part is here. I will group this one as like this, so easier for me to refer in the future. I think you should do the same. It's easier for you to document all what you have done, because when you do like graphical programming like this, it's just an easy one. So when you make a very complicated one, so you need to have a very proper documentation, so that people can, when people revisit again what you have done, you can understand the process of programming that you have done. Okay, so what we do is statistical analysis. We double click, so we want to calculate the maximum position. For this one, I want to save numbers of modules, so that I want to use one module only, but can do two jobs. So first calculate the maximum position, and second one to calculate the maximum value. So for the first channel, which is the 0 here, I calculate the maximum. So, and then I add one more channel, which is labeled as 1. So the first one is I just already set as maximum. So the second channel, click this one, second channel, is the maximum position. Sorry, minimum. Maximum position. So where is the maximum position? Where the maximum value appears in the spectrum? Okay, so after I set up everything, just press OK. So it will automatically appear as two channel here. The first one, 0, is referred to the maximum, and the 1 is referred to the maximum position. All is from one single source, which is from the spectrum graph. Either you want to drag it from here, or you want to drag from, you make copy input. So you have another one here, you can drag from here. It's depend on you. Both line can you can take from the either before the YT chart or after, because it's the same. Because at the end it's just only show the spectrum. So to make it interesting, I just drag from here lah. Okay, and then the same source also go to the maximum position. So this is just a process. So how to display it? You can display in terms of many ways. You can display in digital meter, analog meter, bar graph. What else? We get to the display also. You can have a chart recorder. You can choose all the things that we have in this display here. You can have all. It's depend on you. It's up to you. It's depend on your creativity. So let's say I'm going to choose a for display for this one. So first we have a raw signal here. Okay, so let me make it more interesting. I put a documentation frame. So I create the documentation frame. So this part is only for signal source. So I double click. So I right click, edit document frame, double click. So I put as signal source. So I press OK. So you have something like this. So I'm gonna right click again, anywhere in the background, create document frame. I just create a frame. So all this thing here inside this frame is the signal analysis. Change the color. So I double click here, right click and edit, double click, put it as signal analysis, and then I change the background color into yellow. Okay, so it's yellow color. Okay, and then I add more here, create the documentation frame. So this one here is the right click, edit documentation frame, double click. So this is a display. Then I change the background into what color? I think gray color. Alright. So okay. So we have 3 colors, 3 area. First is analysis, first source, and the other one is display. So for this one, I'm gonna show. I'm gonna add 4 more display, which is a chart recorder. So this one to display maximum chart. Okay, it's a maximum chart. Maybe I can dp. Oh no, too much. Okay, I just put maximum chart. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a digital meter to show a single value of maximum value, and the other one. So I just put here maximum dB, and then I'm gonna choose another one to show the maximum position. So max position. Okay, so maximum is from the channel number 0, and then the maximum position is from channel number 1. Okay, so the maximum chart, this chart is I want to view the maximum value. Okay, so that it will show the dB. We record the dB value. Okay, and then we need to have analog meter. I'm gonna put analog meter here. This one also the maximum analog maximum dB, max dB. Oh, sorry, maybe I need to yes, maximum analog max. So this one is only show the I'm gonna add the maximum value. So just bring here. So for the maximum value in dB, we're gonna have 3 view, which is first this one, maximum dB here is a digital meter, and then we have another one is the analog meter, and then last one we have in term of chart recorder. So we set the chart recorder. So in the previous session, we know that our frequency is from 0 to 100 dB, and then the allowable, I mean the okay frequency dB is 50 dB, and this quite critical is 70. That's one we already discussed in the previous session. So we want to set 0 to 100 dB view, and in between we have a lower limit and upper limit. Lower limit we set 50, and upper limit is 70. That means any frequency, any amplitude or dB above than upper limit considered as warning. Okay, so we need to set this one in all modules that all display related to the maximum dB. So maximum dB is so we need to set the option, sorry, okay, lower limit, upper limit, it is 50. No, digital meter, no, sorry, cancel. So for the this digital meter, no, nothing to show. Maybe we set lower limit, if 50 it change color, so upper limit is 70, so it will change show different color for 70. Okay, for the max position, doesn't matter, so we just leave as it is. It is just also a number of frequency. The most important is the dB, the amplitude dB. That's one we want to see in terms of sound level meter. The frequency is okay, it doesn't matter, just any frequency it can show. Okay, so the chart recorder we want to show in terms of X scaling is the time. So it will show X scaling every 60 seconds. It will show the chart for every 60 seconds. You can choose a more, but I just want to show in 60 seconds. It's just 1 minute view, 1 minute recording should be enough to show the to track whatever happened in the environment. Again, it is up to you to set. So the Y scaling is the Y scale, the amplitude. So like I said before, we start from 0 dB into 100 dB. The next one to set up is the analog signal here, analog module. Double click. So we set the lower limit as 50 and upper limit is 70, and then we go to the scaling. For the scale, we start with 0 and at 100 dB. Okay, so this is for analog So make sure that you put name as analog maximum. So we have 3. Now we want to add one more, which is the bar graph. I think very interesting to see the bar graph. So we have bar graph is a bar for maximum value. So we have now 4 display for the maximum value. So we're going to add same line here. So one line for digital meter, one line for chart recorder, one line for analog meter, and another one is for the bar graph. So again, set up bar graph. We have lower limit is 50, upper limit 70, and go to the 70 and go to scaling. We show 0 to 100. So again, all these option and fonts you explore by yourself. It's very interesting to see, to make sure that it's very beautiful, meaningful to this to the graphical user interface that you built. It's very meaningful if you can change the colors and font. Okay, click OK. Now we have this one. Now if you click restore all windows, it will show a lot of windows. So as I explained in the first session, it's better for us to have a layout to make sure is to arrange all this display properly. But before we make the layout, we need to plan what kind of display that we want to show in the layout. So for this case, I just minimize all windows again. When I have a look here, I can see we have 2 layers of signal. The first layer is directly from the signal source, which is time domain, and the spectrum view, which is all these things we get from the analog input. Okay, and the second layer is the analysis after the frequency spectrum, which is the signal analysis, and then we show the maximum position here, the maximum dB value, and all this chart recorder and analog meter and bar graph here. It's all about the analysis after the FFT, that signal that we analyze from the frequency graph. So we have 2 layers of display here. So from that, I'm going to have 2 layouts. First layout for raw signal, the second layout for the analysis, which is our sound level meter. Okay, now we have that plan. Now we go to the layout. We build the layout. So go to the new layout, double click. So we have new layout. So make sure that you have this one. It's very important for us to customize our layout. Sometimes it appear here, up here, but for now, for my parts, my view is appear here. So the important is you need to have this one. If you don't have this one, you cannot do anything. Okay. So first, I'm gonna build the heading. So I just bring all these picture. So find out one, double click. So find the picture. Go find the picture as long as it's bitmap format, WMF, PNG, and JPEG. So you can include all this format into your computer. So I have easy for me to just click one logo here, DASYLAB logo. Just click, just select and then click open. So and then click OK. So it appears like this. So I'm going to add one more. I'm going to add the text file as a title. So put text, double click. So we have here. So I put a sound level meter. Alright. So make sure it's more. Make it smaller. So I just make it center. How is it? I don't like this the font. Just double click and change the font. What's the beautiful font here? Maybe I can show something. How about try border ni empty? Okay, okay. Looks good. Looks good. So make it bigger. Alright. How about we put some frame for it? Just double click, put some frame. How is it? Look nice to me. Okay. Now we put the graph inside our layout. So this is where the labeling of the graph is very important. It's easy for us to find. So I have for raw signal, if you remember, we have two signal. So first for the time domain signal, and the second one is for the frequency signal. So double click. So you have to find which module. So the first, if you still remember, we have time domain. Okay, and double click, we have spectrum. So usually I'm gonna put the label. So just go to the text line. Here I double click, I put as a time domain signal, and then I hit that line, double click. This is our spectrum ataupun kita kata frequency spectrum. Okay, so look at it, not the same size, so I double click here, so make sure. So it's 95, so I double click, I choose 95, and then height is 10, same as the one that we have in this one. So now it appears the same size. Okay, so make sure it's properly located. So we have this one. If you satisfy with this one, and then you go to the next layout. So the next layout is just make a new layout. So you need to have the same heading. It's up to you again, but for my case, I want to copy the one that we have in the first layout. Go to first layout. So copy all this like this, and click Ctrl C to copy, and go to the second layout and Ctrl V to paste. It will appear at the same position, at the same size with the first layout. Okay, so now we work on the second layout. So what we do is we have 4 display. So 4, not 5 display. 4 for the maximum value, and 1 for the maximum position. So we're gonna again put 4 graph, add 5 link graph. Okay, so first is we're gonna put the chart recorder. The chart recorder, maximum chart. Okay, so this chart recorder, and then second I put the bar graph, bar maximum. So I put it here. Okay. Again, the arrangement is up to you. This is what I like to do. I just put a bar graph here, so that it will show a relation with the position here. You see here is 60 seconds. From here to here is 60 seconds. 60 seconds. And then it will show the graph here. Whatever here, graph here, it will show the same. Oh, sorry, it's not easy to arrange this thing. Okay, boleh lah. Okay, now I'm gonna put the maybe I can put analog meter here. Analog meter. analog meter. Okay, and then this one you're gonna put the maximum dB, and then this one I put the maximum position. I put some frame. I double click, put some frame. You can adjust the line width, but I just at the default value. And then this one also put a frame so that easy for you to track where is this located. So maybe you can add some label. Is there anything that we can label? You can put a text, tagline. So you put here this one. Just put as a dB value. This one, maybe you can add here the frequency. Again, you want to change, you look at here, so 5515, so you change to 55 and 15, so you can have the same exact size with the same one. Okay, now you have those. Okay, so let's see. Now we have all these things, and then you just run it. We run, see what happen. So we have our value here. So my voice is, as we have if you still remember, a communication sound is around 50 dB. My voice is about around 100 Hz. So I don't know if we can. I think if you can try with a more disturbing sound with your voice, like see, it changes. Look at the analog meter, the analog view, it continuously changing to left and right, and the bar graph is up and down. If you not really like the colors, you can change the colors. Okay, maybe you can change also the label here. So I just stop here, double click. Maybe you can change the, see, we have this one here. So maybe I can delete it. I go to the module and then go to the option. I just, where is it? Channel name. I just, no channel name. Maybe I can put a unit. Okay. Now, so now it appear unit value here. So no more channel name. So same one here. So I go to the module. I go to the option. So no channel name. Put unit. Maybe you can put the alignment. So click OK. So it automatically align. So we have a value here. It doesn't matter if you don't like the value, so just go to the option again, just display, just okay. Alright, so no value. Oh, still appear the value. So we want to remove the value, so go again to the module. Maybe you get to option, I don't know. Okay, so just uncheck the digital value. So see, so there's no value, no more value. Okay, the same thing here. If you don't like the value here, you double click here, double click, go to the module, so to go to the option and then untick the display value so that you will no longer show the value. But again, it's up to you. But for me, doesn't matter. We don't need to have this value because we already have digital value here. So this digital value is showing the whatever happened value here. This one just to show the up and down, the colors, so to make it more interesting. Okay, now we have all this thing here. So let's say if you just you don't want to see the sound level meter, you want to see just only the raw signal, so you go to the layout number 1. So this is a see the spectrum. I found something weird over here. What is happening here? Something like this. This is because this is happened because we didn't tick the auto scale. Now I just stop here. How to change it? Just double click, go to the module, auto scale. See, auto scale. Right. Okay. Then okay. So back to here. So see. Now you see. So this is raw signal, and the other one is page for this sound level meter. Again, this is where customization is happening. You can change the fonts, you can change the size, the colors of the font. Okay. Now we're gonna make it more interesting. We're gonna add buttons to navigate from layout to layout. Okay, first, let's stop here. Let's say maybe we can add one more layout as the menu layout. So I'm gonna add one more, set as a new layout for the menu layout. Just a simple text line, menu. Okay. Okay. Ataupun main, just main. I just put a main. Maybe you can also add copy the label, copy, go to the layout number 3, put here. Okay, now we're gonna add button here. So that button for the first layout, a button for the second layout. Okay, so how to put that one? So go to the window, go to the worksheet. We're gonna add button here. So we will add our button module in here, this part here. So we go to the switch. It's under the control modules. This is switch. Just drag in. So we have 3 layout. So basically the button will instruct us to navigate to the 3 layout. Go to layout 1, go to layout 2, go to layout 3. So just bring all, switch, one more switch, one more switch. But the problem is if I do this, I'm gonna set up everything. I'm gonna set up all this switch differently. So I have to do 3 times repetition, because look, if I double click switch this one, so we have a setup here. So let us see how it looks in the layout. So go to the layout number 3 for the main. So to go to the this is the link graph. So double click, so you bring the switch number 0, which is the first switch. So you have something like this. So we need to set up this one. Okay, so how to set up this one? We go back to the either you can set up from here, just double click here and then go to the module. It will go to this one. You can set up here, or let me close this one. You can go back to the module worksheet and you set up here. So I choose to set up here, so double click here. So this one I'm gonna use this button as the button to navigate, to jump to the layout number 1, which is the raw signal. So I just put it as raw name. So I go to the here you have I want to use a push button. So push button means if I push the button, it will go to the next layout. So we have a on off, a start stop, we have one short switch, pause continue button, and many more. But I'm going to use a push button. I push the button and go to the next layout. So press the push button. So I didn't change anything. So let's see what happened in the. So we have changed the name here. So go to the layout number 3. So we have it changed into this button. This is push button. So we have a switch label here. Label. We have the label here and we have label here. So I only need the label in here. For myself, it's up to you. You want to. So this one is a status label, which is now is currently off. You don't press anything. Currently off. If you press, it's on. Okay. It depends on you how you want to do it. But I don't like to see the label here, the switch button. So I'm gonna double click here. Go to the module. Also, you can go to the worksheet as I mentioned earlier. But I want to make it fast. I go from here. So go to the module raw. So I don't want to see that module. I go to option. So I remove the label name. Okay, that's mean this is a label name here. I will remove the label name. So I already done that one. So see, this is the status text and this is the label. So I want to remain the label. Label is raw because when I click, it go to the raw and then raw. So this label. So when you leave as like this, it will show the raw. See, it don't show the raw. Okay. But let's see if I okay, if I can press run. So click. See, so it's now nothing happened. It's off. I click the button, it's say on. If I release my hand and my button, it will go to the layout. Okay. Now we stop this one and continue set up this one. So we have but I don't want to have this sign status text here. I don't want to have that one. Okay, I don't want to have that one. I don't want to have that one. So and then I want to change the font to make it larger. So click font 16 should be enough. Okay, okay. Okay, now it's become bigger. So again, we have how many buttons? We have 3 more buttons. So do we need to copy all that button? Sorry, if you need to set up for all, so it just need a lot of time. So what we do is I just delete this one. Okay, I copy this one. Copy, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So I Ctrl V again. So we have 3 same button with the same setup as the first one. Alright, but I need to change the label to the meter. That means this one will go to the layout number 2. Okay, and this one go to the main menu. Put as a main label. So this one also I need to change main. So it will show the main. Okay. And the same with this one. I'm going to change this one is a meter. Oh sorry, meter. And then this one also change it to meter. MTR. Okay. So so we have this one. So we want to bring this button into the layout. Okay, go to the layout 3 already done. Also we need to add more. So ring graph. We add the button for meter. So we click this one, it will go to the meter. So but if we click, does nothing happen because we didn't set any action to it. So we need to set action first and then it can navigate from layout to layout. But we did not finish yet. We need to put to layout 1 all the buttons. So we had to add button. So button here. So this one is go to the This one is layout 1, which is the raw. So from this one we can go to the meter, which is the layout 2, and then we also can go to the main button, the main page, which is the layout number 3. So okay, so you check the size. So we have this one. What I do is I want to click this one. Sorry, maybe I can copy main and go to the layout number 2, just put it here, delete this one. So I go to the layout number 1 again, copy this one, go to layout number 2, just paste. So we have here, but I need to change because this is actually already the page per meter. So I'm going to change the button. It's button for raw, so that when I click raw, it will go to the layout number 1, which is layout that showing the raw signal. Okay, now we have set up the button. Now we need to put action. So go to the window, worksheet. So we need to add the action here. Says nothing here. So when we run, it just run. Nothing will happen. Okay, there's nothing happen here because no action. So what we do is just put the action button. So not action button, the action. What we will do if we click the button. So I put one action 1, which is this one. If I click the button, it will go to the layout number 1, which is showing the raw signal. So find the display in full screen mode, layout number 1. Layout number 1. Okay, so add more. This one, connect, double click. Now display in full screen mode. Now this one meter, go to layout number 2, with it showing the meter. And then this one, add action, connect, double click, go to the main, which is the layout number 3. Done with the action. So now we see how it look like. So you go to the layout number 3 for the main, click run. So now it's running. So I just click raw signal. So sorry, I need to refresh the page. So it's going to the raw signal page, showing the raw signal page, which is page number layout number 1. So I want to go back to the main, click main. So click main. Okay, I need to press until it happen. Okay, I want to go to the meter, click. So it go to the raw signal. Sorry, it go to the meter. If I want to go to raw, just click for a long time, so until it change to the sound level meter. Sorry, it go to the raw signal. But we don't know how to stop the measurement. So how can we stop the measurement? So there is no button stop here. So we need to add more. So what we do is just escape. We need to add, sorry, I do refresh. Add the start and stop button. Sorry, where's my DASYLAB? Okay, so stop. Okay, go to the worksheet, go to the switch. Now we're gonna double click here, choose start and stop button. So I just put this as a on, off. Okay, then again, I don't want to see the label, don't want to have label. Okay, then the status tags, I don't want to have a status tags, just don't want to have a status tags. So font, change to the 16. I like 16 value. Okay, so we already have this one. So put this button in all the layout. It depends on you. You want to put in the main layout only, also okay. You want to put at all layout, also okay. It depends on you. So double click, click on, off. So you have this button and make it larger. So we have this button. So I just copy here and put to all layout. Paste here and paste here. So this one a little bit different. I did make it bigger. Okay, so we have on off here. Okay, now it's time for us to try our program. So first of all, either you click run here, okay, run here, okay, it's running, and when you click raw, it will move to the refresh, move to this this page, and you can stop here. Okay, stop here. So, when you stop, you cannot do anything. We cannot do anything because you stop. So you have to start again, and then it will function. Go to meter. Okay, you can stop. Okay, and then you also, it's a good start if you can from here, from this view, you go to the view and full screen. So you can do that. Okay, you can do that. Okay, or you just start and then you can go to the layout. Okay, alright, so now we're done. You have done your software. So this one is not really good, I mean just for the purpose of teaching. So I want your version to be more interactive, more informative. Maybe you can add more information here. Also, I want to teach you one more thing, one final thing, because this is just a view. So it's very important you save your data. So what we do is we're gonna add one more function, which is the save data. Okay, I'm gonna stop this one. It doesn't compulsory, but if you do it, it's good. So make it escape and then go back to the layout here. So go back to the worksheet. So you can add the save data. First you want to choose which data you want to save. For example, you want to save the data of the maximum value, of course this one. So you double click, copy input. So you want to save all data that come out from this digital meter. So you go to the files, write data. Okay, why? Sorry, it cannot be done. Sorry. Oh, because it's only one channel, so cannot. So I'm gonna do is I try write data, put it here. See, yeah. You just do not take from outside of this one. Just take directly from the channel. So after it process, whatever come out from this line here, which is the maximum value, it will go to the save data. Maybe you can put it here. So it will save. So where to save? You double click. Sorry. Why cannot? Oh, it can be too many. So you double click. Save into either DASYLAB format. If you save to DASYLAB format, you can rerun in DASYLAB. But I suggest you to use ASCII 2, this format, because this format you can access in Excel. Okay, just remain all the thing. File, choose a file. For example, I put in the desktop meter. So it will save in this file. Remember, whenever you click start, it will save in that file, meter file. If you stop the measurement and start again, it will replace the data. Okay, if you replace data, you can explore how to make sure that the data is not replaced. There's a way to make sure that it's not replaced, but this one you need to go the extra class. For this one, I just make only one data, one file, meter file. So every time you press start, the data will go to this file. You stop, you start again, it will go to the file as well, but it will replace the file. So make sure you be careful. Okay, then okay. So let me check. It will not appear yet the data, the file. So we first we go to the layout number 2, and then we run. So now it's collecting the data. We wait a few moments, and then we try maybe in 60 seconds we see the data. Okay, I think the 60 seconds is too long. Yeah, we stop it right here, press stop, and then so this is the file. So you can open this one in Excel. So you open Excel first. Okay, blank sheet. So the file you open, what is it? It's in the desktop. For all files, and then this is the file meter. Open it. So this is the things. Just go delimited. Next. Okay, semicolon. We divide all the signal. We choose all because the file is the number is separated with a semicolon. So we press all, click all, finish, and now we have the data. So this is the time in second. So 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. Remember, our block size is in 1 second because we choose 10,000 block and 10 what you call that, 10,000 sampling rate. So it will have every 1 second it will calculate for the spectrum, and then we calculate the maximum value in the spectrum. So this is dB that we're talking about. Even you can insert a graph. So you can put a graph dB. Okay, in time. So this is the time in second. So this is the dB. Alright, so I don't want to save this one. So that's it. So we have finished our training on the DASYLAB, starting from the theory until the saving the data, and you also get your own program, interactive program. So make sure that you follow the instruction given in the lab sheet, and then try to submit the best of the program. Make your own program, customize your graphical user interface, and then submit to me. I will give you the format, and then I also will give you how to the best way how to submit the report to me. So thank you very much. Sorry if I have anything that not satisfying. So sorry for that. See you later when we have done our PKP. See you in the faculty. Bye. Assalamualaikum.